It's Lauren here with the CSU team. I wanted to go over how you'll be setting this up for your company as a leader of recruitment, and some other important features to be aware of. Really, everything that you're going to be doing for setup is going to be done within the admin tab over here. So if you come up to admin, the first place you're going to want to go is company settings. Now it's pretty self-explanatory when you get here. It's going to pull up your company's goals, and you'll be able to go through and put in what you want to do for your yearly and monthly goals for each one of those categories. You can also set up any groups that you have that you would like to within your team. For example, if you have maybe you have specific recruiters that are working to recruit more buyer's agents, or more that are working on recruiting just listing agents. You can separate those into different groups and view their numbers differently. Or maybe you just want to separate different recruiters into smaller groups that you want to hold a little bit more accountable. You can use this however you'd like to. All you'll do is hit add new group and then choose who you would decide to be on which team. Now the next thing I want to talk about is going to be this activities portion. So these activities are pretty much anything that you feel like is going to help your team be more successful in recruiting. So we have a list that's already here for you that you can look through, check or uncheck these boxes. You can drag them up or down if you'd like them to appear differently for your team. And then you can also add in any custom company activity that you'd like to. You can see there's this one here, these two, that have the edit or delete button. Those are custom activities that we have added in. So if you add any custom activities, you'll be able to edit the name or delete it at any time. So once you have your goals set up, your group set up, and you've decided what activities you're wanting to keep track of, if you come to this client transaction fields area, this is where you'll decide what you want to keep track of for each agent that you are recruiting onto your team, or each agent at least that you are meeting with. So there's this agent data form that you can build however you'd like it to be. So it's already set up kind of as a template for you. We have some random fields in here. You can look through, decide what you do or don't want to track. If there's something that's in this in use column that you don't feel like is important to you, you would just drag it over to the unused column. And then same thing, anything from this unused column that you're looking for that you feel like you do want to track, just pull it over here. You can also rearrange the order of these depending on what you want to appear first in this list. You'll notice we have black bolded fields as well as some orange bolded fields. These black bolded fields are going to be important because this is what helps us to keep your information really organized, as well as pull good reports for you. So we want you to make sure you're filling that out for any person that you're putting in. As well as these orange bolded fields, you won't fill this out obviously for every person that goes in, because maybe you just go on an appointment with someone and you don't actually recruit them. We still want to know that you went on that appointment, but you wouldn't have a date recruited to put in here. They're just in bold to let you know that they are important and to make sure you are staying up to date with them as they're in the system. This is what's going to move your agents from one, I guess, stage in the pipeline to the next. So just make sure that those dates are filled out as well, as they will also be really important in pulling reports for you. Now, if you want to create a different form or just add another form onto this list other than the agent data form, if you click on this forms button, it will allow you to type in a name of a new form, hit add, and then you can go back up to that client transaction fields list and build that to how you'd like it to look. Okay, now I want to go a little bit more in depth into this client transaction fields area because you can customize lead sources so that they are specific to your team. So if you go up to admin and down to lead sources, this is where you can add in any lead sources that you're currently working with. You'll just type in the name here, hit add, and we'll start to compile a list for you. And what's nice about this as well is you're going to be able to register your expenses for each one of these lead sources. So if you come over to this register expenses button, This is going to allow you to put in each month what you've spent, so that way we can pull a report for you on what you've spent versus what you're getting in return for each one of those lead sources. Now I'm going to hop over into the agents section, kind of show you where this is all going to come together. So I could either choose this My Agents tab. This will take me to the agents that I specifically have recruited. Or if you want to see what all your recruiters have done and look at the numbers as a whole, you can come up to Admin and down to Agents. Now this is where all of your agents are going to be stored. And to add a new one into our system, you can hit this Add Recruit button. And this is where you'll fill out that form that you just built from the back office. So you'll fill all of this out here. You'll notice for lead sources, that list that we were looking at in the back that I was showing you where to add them in, it's going to start to list those for you here. So you can make sure it's assigned to the correct lead source. And then once you've added it into the system, it'll come into this big list of all of your different agents that you're keeping track of. You're going to be able to look through this by going up to this filters tool, and you can choose whatever filter you'd like to in order to sort through all of your different recruits. Now this My Agents tab is going to be really important for your agents to stay up to date on, as well as the Record tab. This Record tab is pulling in all of those activities that we were looking at. So any of the custom company activities or just the regular activities we already had in the list that you decided that you wanted to keep track of, if you check that box, they are going to appear here to where your agents can come in every day and update what they have done. Now, the other thing on the dashboard, I'm just going to go down to Team for us and show you why I stress those two tabs, that My Agents tab and the Record tab. This is where you're going to get all of your basic or main numbers from. As an admin, you're going to be able to look through this for the company as a whole, or if you've created any separate groups, you'll have them appear here too, or for any single one of your recruiters. You can look at their business from here as well. This is going to allow you to really dial in to how many conversations you're going to need in order to get the recruits that you need for each month. So you'll be able to see your conversion ratio here, as well as kind of see how well you do with just being on pace with your goals and hitting what you need to. Down at the bottom here we have activities that are going to be pulled in straight from that Record tab. And then we also have some leaderboards at the bottom, and you can decide which leaderboards are going to display here from the company settings in the back office. Now you can also set up challenges as a team leader in order to get your agents more involved and active in recruiting and create a little bit of friendly competition. If you come up to Admin and down to Challenges, this is where you'll be able to choose from any specific category that you'd like to, pretty much anything that you're keeping track of within Sisu, whether it's our general goals or any of the custom activities or other activities that you're keeping track of, they're going to appear in this list. You can create a challenge that's one of these different challenge types. Race would be just competing, and where they're just going for whoever gets the most, and the first, second, and third place are rewarded. Everybody Wins allows you to set a goal, and then anyone who hits that goal will be rewarded. And Per Unit allows you to create a point value for any activity, and anytime they complete that activity, they'll have points added to their overall score. Now all of these points are going to go to an overall scoreboard that runs for the whole year. Maybe your incentive is at the end of the year, whoever's in first place gets to go on a trip somewhere or something like that. Maybe you want to do smaller incentives with each of the individual challenges that you set up. You can be really creative with this, as you know what's going to help your team be the most successful. Another thing we have to create momentum is going to be our notifications. And this you can set up as reminders, as congratulations when a new recruit's been added onto the team. Maybe the day after someone's recruited, you want to send out a message to your entire team to make sure everyone's super welcoming. Or if you just want to send out, a reminder for an appointment that they've set that they need to go on, you can do that as well. You'll decide what you want to send, hit add, and then you'll go up to delivery settings and you'll decide who this is going to go to. If you want it to go to the group as a whole, to any specific recruiter, or just to be automatically assigned to the relevant agent, you can do that here. And really, other than that, we have our reports tab and our leaderboards tab that's going to pull some great reports for you and allow you to really dial into your business and know exactly what you guys are accomplishing and where you want to be. If you have questions, if you come up to this account button and down to customer knowledge base, we have a couple in the recruiting section that'll go over how to set up specific things that we've gone over today. Just goes a little bit more in depth. But please feel free to reach out to us as well through this little orange chat box in the right hand corner of the screen, or by sending me an email at lauren@cc